Welcome back, guys, to Phoenix Wright, Spirit of Justice, where with the insights of the divination seance beaten away, we now come to just arguments as we try to get Ahlbi to make an attempt at saving himself. We need testimony to be able to go further, as the prosecution has given a scenario that is incredibly logical. We just need that little something. So Phoenix wonders why. Why won't he trust me? Is this it? Is this the end? For both of us? Mayor, I'm sorry. I never met a real lawyer before. Everybody always told me they're bad. Bad people who help dirty criminals go free. I never thought a lawyer would actually try to help me. Would actually believe in me. Would risk his own life for me. I never would have even imagined it. Ahlbi. So, that's why I lied. To try and save myself. But I'm not going to lie anymore. If you believe me enough to put your life on the line, then I'm going to believe in you too. What? Allow me to explain! Now we're talking. Time to finally get to the bottom of things. To be honest, I went into the treasure room lots of times to look at the treasure box. Even though the temple told you you weren't allowed to go anywhere near it? Yes, I'm sorry. Mr. Roll even saw me once and scolded me. But that box is so beautiful. The way it glows in the dark. I couldn't help myself. Wait, it glows in the dark? Oh, that's right. It's covered in this special mineral called fluorite, which makes it grow. Glow, indeed. It's absolutely breathtaking. It's really a shame they didn't put it on display for the public. Can you imagine how many people would go on night tours of the temple if they did? If only applied such passion to telling me the truth earlier. The treasure box has been updated in the court record. It was forced open, its contents were stolen, glows in the dark, which again contradicts the insights. On the day of the incident, I was on my way to the treasure room again, when I ran into Mr. Roll on the Great Stairs. So those were not the treasure room stairs in the seance vision? No, they were the great stairs that connect to the hallway. Makes sense. The vision wasn't clear enough to show us what was at the top of the stairs. So a diagram depicting the temple treasure room area has now been given to us. This will be important. All of a sudden, Mr. Roll drew his gun and threatened me with it. I quickly put my hands up. Mr. Roll, he acted so scary. For some reason, he had his scarf over his mouth. I couldn't read his expression at all. Just then, the power went out. So I took that chance to hightail it out of there. I ran for my life. Even now, when I try to think back on it, all I can remember are the gun and the piercing look in Mr. Roll's eyes. That must have been when I dropped the notice scroll. Which means someone else brought it to the treasure room, along with Mr. Roll's body. Did Mr. Roll say anything to you when you ran into him on the stairs? What is it, Ahlbi? I have no idea why, but he asked me a strange question. Did you steal it? He said. What? I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't say all this before. I didn't think anybody would believe me. A grand speech. One that confirmed my suspicions that you were the thief.
Objection!
But that might just have been the victim's misunderstanding.
Objection!
Where there's smoke, there's fire, as they say. The victim must have had good reason to be suspicious of the accused.
Why does every new piece of information have to seem so incriminating? Shah'do. What do I do, Shah'do?
And what better reason to suspect the boy than seeing the treasure box in his hands? course of its rounds, the victim must have noticed that the treasure had been stolen. And then, just after that, he ran into the accused, Ahlbi, Ur'Gaid. No, that's not what happened. Therefore, the one who stole the treasure and killed the victim can be none other than the accused.
I was about to say, what, just shot out the bag? A poupée? What now? That's Shah'do. Hey, Shah'do! Down, boy! Well, what do we have here? I'm sorry about this. This is my dog, Shah'do. You nearly gave me a heart attack. So that's what was making its bag move.
Can't you quiet that yappy mutt down?
Shah'do says that Mr. Roll made a mistake. You can understand him.
And don't tell me this is a surprise witness for the defense.
I beg your pardon? You're not thinking of cross-examining an animal, are you? Done it so many times at this point, why not? Of course not, Your Majesty. Not this time, anyway. Phew. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I thought I'd have to reassess my assessment of your sanity for a second there. I think I'd better reassess my strategy. And fast. I have to somehow show that somebody else could have struck the victim or was sunk. While it's true that the defendant was standing in front of the victim when he died, it doesn't mean somebody else couldn't have struck the victim at that time. If you're going to go that far, then I hope this means you have another angle of approach ready.
Exactly. I mean, who but the accused standing front and center could have done it? Unless you can back up your claim, it's nothing more than conjecture.
Okay, come on, Phoenix. I know I can think up something convincing. Where else could the victim have been struck from? Okay, I mean, he could be struck from the back. Isn't that easy enough? If Ahlbi didn't do it, and we know Ahlbi was definitely on stairs, it went dark, no one saw what happened, so just anywhere behind him would be the thing. It can't be from Ahlbi's side.
Take that!
Well, the defendant standing in front of the victim. Isn't it possible that the victim could have been struck from behind? From behind, you say? I see. Wait a second. Do we have anything to corroborate that? Yeah, the head wound's on the back of his head. Joy. There we go. Good times. Yes, I suppose it's not outside the realm of possibility. Good. Now at least I have some breathing room. But who do you suppose it could have been? Oh, the true culprit. Naturally. The one who actually committed the theft and murder. The true culprit. And I suppose you have a true timeline of events to go along with that. I should have known I'd have to explain everything. Alright, if we assume the true culprit struck the victim from behind, that means... after going to the treasure room and stealing the treasure, the true culprit tried to escape. Not that fast, maybe. But then Mr. Roll appeared making his rounds. Yes, there we go, that's good. I imagine the culprit then quickly hid in the storeroom at the other end of the hallway. Roll saw the treasure was missing, went up the stairs, there we go.
You're grappling at straws, Mr. Wright. Admit it, you have nothing but baseless conjecture.
I'm going to look for something to base it on right now. Ahlbi, when you ran into Mr. Roll in the hallway, was there anyone around the storeroom area? I don't know. There might have been somebody there, but I couldn't see. I was only halfway down the stairs, so I couldn't see the ends of that hallway. I see. Swing and a miss. Oh, Shah'do says that someone was there. I see. Thank you for that. Too bad his testimony is inadmissible. You think this is a joke? Maybe the defendant didn't happen to see this other person. But that doesn't mean the true culprit couldn't have been there in the hallway.
Objection!
Your desperate floundering is getting hard to watch. But I will enjoy watching you sink.
What are you talking about?
Unfortunately for you, only the accused and the victim were there in that hallway at the time of the incident.
How can you continue to make that assertion?
Because there was a witness, a very reliable eyewitness.
What?
Your Majesty, the prosecution would like to call its witness to the stand.
Calling an eyewitness to the stand? It's been decades since that's happened.
And unlike the defense's witness, you can rest assured that there are no pets involved.
That was a low blow. Get him! Get him! Very well, I'll allow it. And now for something we've not heard in quite some time. Bring the witness to the stand. Okay. Hello.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Great name. Pees'lubn Andistan'dhin's the name. What? So Andistan'dhin is like a handy stand-in, right? Is that the poach in there? But he's peace-loving, handy stand-in. Okay, is that really what it is? Pees'lubn Andistan'dhin's the name. I'm like Tehm'pul Temple's head monk. Can you dig? Okay. Okay. Oh, if it isn't Instructor Andistan'dhin, you're the eyewitness. Instructor?
Not only is Mr. Andistan'dhin Tehm'pul Temple's head monk, but he's also a renowned Dharmalan expert.
Sorry to have to ask, but what's a Dharmalan? I guess it's that. Check it! Here she is, my sweet serenader, my one and only. Groovy, right? But you heard our sultry sounds once before, brother. When... Yes, I'm gonna sing this. When dragon... Oh god. The syllables are so far off. When dragon and tiger battle. Yes, that we. That's a song from the Dance of Devotion. Right on, brother. The Song of Ceremony. Playing this tune together is a precious gig for me and my girl here. You dig? The Song of Ceremony. The song that was playing at the time of the murder. Oh, Holy Mother. May the righteous sounds of my Dharmalan serve as my offering to you, Dharmalan. Wonderful. A great performance as always. This is my thing, you know, my bag. I make instruments speak, baby. By the by, Magistrate Pops. No Dharmalan class today? No, I'm afraid this child has gone into overtime, thanks to the lawyer over there. The class the judge wanted to attend was a Dharmalan lesson? Well, you know what they say, baby. Never trust the lawyer, man. I need to figure out if this is a real instrument and how to pronounce it. But transgressions against the Holy Mother have to be brought to justice.
Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Andistan'dhin. As the treasure's keeper, you must have been shocked to learn it had been stolen.
Yeah, man. That was not cool. Keeping the treasure safe is one of your duties, Mr. Andistan'dhin. That's right, brother. This is the one and only treasure box key. And I keep it on me at all times. Can you dig? But the sneaky thief went and cracked open that sucker anyway. Total bummer, man. So that's the key to the treasure box, is it? You know it, baby. It's called the Magatama Key, and it's a historical artifact to boot. It's been passed down from head monk to head monk at Tehm'pul Temple. The Magatama Key, huh? The Magatama Key has been added to the court record, the sole key for opening the treasure box. Andistan'dhin keeps it on his person at all times. Which is interesting, because is there any sign of forced entry on this treasure box? And now someone's jacked the treasure on my watch. It's a real buzzkill, man. Am I ever gonna face Her Holiness again? Oh, Holy Mother, please find it in your infinite mercy to forgive me. Please guide this lost and humble lamb. Why do I always get the far out ones? Far out, man.
Mr. Andistan'dhin, you witnessed the accused and the victim heading to the treasure room?
You know it, baby. Best believe I scoped that tiny transgressor. Would you please give the court your testimony regarding what you saw? To bring justice against the transgressor, man. Yes, of course I'll do all I can. In the name of Her Holiness, I vow to sing. Not but the truth I swear to bring. Hit me! Yeah. What I saw, baby. After the morning dance of devotion. To go back to my chamber, I got the notion. Nice one. Don't you know my chamber's on the way? To the temple's treasure room, hey, hey, hey. Any small footsteps I can quite clearly hear if anyone to the treasure room goes near. Ahlbi was the only one. Ahlbi was the only one. Baby. For the blackout, what other than roll? Only Ahlbi to the treasure room did stroll. Everyone's gonna applaud him now again, aren't they? Tell me I was hallucinating just now. Like, can you believe Mr. Roll bit the big one after that? Harsh, man.
I share your sentiments. You were the one who discovered the victim's body, weren't you, Mr. Andistan'dhin?
What? You found the body as well? He really is a key witness then. That's right, brother. After the blackout, I went to reset the breaker and give power back to the people. The circuit box is near my chamber, so I'm always the man for the job. You feel me?
The breakers are in the first floor hallway in front of the storeroom. On the way, I got a whiff of something funky.
Blood, man. Really harsh but mellow. I thought it was pain talking that. I knew something wasn't kosher, so I swung by the treasure room to see what's what. And it was like, whoa, man! There was poor Mr. Roll, dead as a doornail. So, what the breaker thing tells me, more or less, is that whoever wanted to cause a blackout can so easily do it if they were the person in our previous postulated scenario. They just flip the breaker.
In the interval between the end of the dance of devotion and the blackout, the only ones who went to the scene of the crime were the victim and the accused. So you see, Mr. Andistan'dhin's unassailable account is what led to the accursed arrest.
Hold it. Isn't it possible that the murder took place before the end of the dance of devotion?
I'm afraid that's not possible. The victim was in the performance hall until the very end of the dance.
He was?
Would you like some proof? How's this? A photo taken by a tourist of the morning dance of devotion.
My, what graceful dancing. I can almost hear the sound of Mr. Andistan'dhin's Dharmalan now. Payne's right. There's Mr. Roll on duty.
Never underestimate the incredible Payne.
Ah, so in addition to Rafer's insights, he had backup evidence lined up too, huh? A dance of devotion photo has been added to the court record. As head monk, my monks in training like my own kids. Like family. Can you dig it? I should have taught Ahlbi better, man. Before Holiness the Holy Mother. Oh, Ahlbi, confess your sins, my young brother. Head monk Andistan'dhin. I didn't kill Mr. Roll. So I don't have anything to confess to the Holy Mother. What? Bogus, little man. Your faith is weak, like a wet paper bag. Are you feeling me? Spare the rod, hey baby. Spoil the child, not maybe. What? Her Holiness is magnanimous, son. If you confess your guilt, she'll forgive you in the Twilight Realm. I don't suppose she can forgive him in this realm first? Defense, please begin your cross-examination. What is there? Can I even remember what the statements were now? Not really. We don't need to sing them again. Good, you're not. So after the morning dance devotion, to go back to my chamber, I got the notion.
Hold it!
I have a question. Lay it on me, man. How dare you interrupt the performance of the great Pees'lubn Andistan'dhin? Oh no, it's Pees'lubn Andistan'dhin, isn't it? I thought it was like a handy stand-in. Like someone for like a criminal, but whatever. It's Pees'lubn Andistan'dhin, yeah. Got it, finally. Well done me. Completely took it the other way based on the whole criminal element of it. I was really enjoying that. Sorry, but, you know, there's something about that name I can't put my finger on. Oh, what's so funny about Pees'lubn Andistan'dhin? You had a question for me, brother. You were playing something during the dance of devotion, weren't you? You know it, baby. I was playing my beautiful girl right here, this Damelan. In offering to Her Holiness, I play the music and the singers sing the song of ceremony. Miss Andistan'dhin's playing is the best in the kingdom. It must please Her Holiness greatly. Now then, could you continue with your testimony, Mr. Andistan'dhin? For the Holy Mother, I keep on trucking. This Damelan still needs some plucking. Sure. Pluck away. Don't you know my chamber's on the way? To the temple's treasure room, hey hey!
Hold it!
Could you please point out one more time where your chamber is located? Yeah man, no sweat. My chamber is on the way from the performance hall to the treasure room. So anyone going to the treasure room would have to pass by Andistan'dhin's chamber. Give Pees'lubn a chance, yeah. Sure. Any small footsteps I can quite clearly hear if anyone to the treasure room goes near.
Hold it!
Wasn't there a song playing at the time? Even from inside your chamber, you can still hear what's going on outside. Tehm'pul Temple is a groovy old building built from Mother Nature's finest. You can hear a pin drop through the wooden walls, you dig? In an old building like that, I guess the walls must be pretty thin.
That's how Mr. Andistan'dhin could know the culprit's movements. It's all thanks to the Holy Mother's divine protection.
Right on, my man. I dedicate this testimony to Her Holiness. He's insufferable, isn't he? Ahlbi was the only one. Ahlbi was the only one. But wouldn't, like, Pat Roll also be there?
Hold it!
How could you tell it was Ahlbi just from the sound of some footsteps? Ahlbi is practically family, man. The smooth groove of his shoes are easy to pick out. And how do you know he went to the treasure room? Didn't you think it was possible he went to the storeroom at the other end of the hall? No way, man. I saw him with my own two eyes. You saw him? Okay. In the treasure room. This you can believe. My peepers peeped the sneaky, sneaky Ahlbi.
And tell us where. And Well, it is you stood when you saw the accused, if you would.
Great. Lovely singing. When I heard the footsteps, I looked out the window. Oh, okay. From my window, I can see the window of the first floor hallway across the courtyard. You dig? And through that window, I saw Ahlbi walking into the treasure room. Should I have him add this statement to his testimony? Well, probably yes, considering it's the only thing I've got. Could you please add that statement to your testimony, Mr. Andistan'dhin? You got it, brother. Right, through the window, I did spy little Ahlbi with my own eye. That's the one that's been added, right? Through the window, you say? That's right, brother. There's a courtyard outside the window of my chamber. Across the courtyard, I can see the window of the hallway to the treasure room, ma'am. Judging from the diagram, I guess that's plausible. A view of the courtyard from your chamber, and might that must be. I bet it's beautiful this time of year, what with Khura'in's butterflies flitting about. You know it, Pops. I often look out in the courtyard while playing my gamelan. Not again. And it goes a little something like this. Object! Object! Ahlbi was the only one. Ahlbi was the only one. That's the one we... Okay, no, wait a second. Which is the added statement now? Okay, we got that. We did this one. Then we pressed this statement to get that statement now? Oh, I'm really confused. Right, let's press this one.
Hold it!
How can you be so sure that nobody else was there? Well, man, you lawyers are as uptight as they say. Isn't it possible that someone else could have snuck past? The answer, my friend, is squeaky wooden floorboards, baby. They make such a racket, not even the quietest cat can sneak by me, you dig? Yes, that makes sense. And all of that just now is simply more of the attorney's unfounded suspicions, I see. That's the truth, baby. It's all that I sing. The truth is all, it's everything. Words of wisdom, words of truth. Baby, to forsooth phone booth. Excellent, well done.
Much thanks to Mr. Andistan'dhin. Let's bring an end to defense grandstanding.
You're not stopping me. What? Until my client goes free. Wait a minute. Why am I singing? Run on. Even the lawyer's joining in, baby. Everybody's starting to feel the groovy vibe of my far-out rim. I refuse to let him run this show. I think I found the floor I've been looking for. Did I? Andistan'dhin was in his chamber on the second floor. But there was something that definitely should have been blocking his view. Oh, okay. Something that should have been blocking his view. Is this something I own? If it's blocking his view and it's from there, so we're either presenting to that one or that one. I think this was the added testimony, wasn't it? So this would be the pertinent bit. What am I looking for here? Well, that's not going to be useful. That's not going to be useful. Temple's diagram has the thing. Surely the door would have blocked the view. Oh! Okay. Go backwards through, or go through the evidence, and you might find your answer. Notice, April 23rd. Due to the growing number of thefts around the temple, we'll be tightening security throughout. Therefore, all the hallway shutters will remain shut for today's Dance of Devotion. There was no way to look through a window. There were shutters in the way. Ha ha! Baby. Actung, some would say. There's something off about that, Mr. Andistan'dhin. My music is off. I'm sorry you feel that way, man. Maybe this vibe ain't topping the charts where you're from. But it's a very beautiful song, so while the vibe may not be topping the charts where we're from, we'll come back to the vibe for the start of next episode, because everyone likes a little bit of music to see yourself out, don't you? As Mr. Andistan'dhin might be a big liar, as we know of first cases when there's not many people presented, this guy might be the murderer. With that said and done, the major part of it all is the fact that he contains and holds the only key to that box. Did the box have forced entry? We'll be able to find out with just a simple thing. If we know that Ahlbi didn't do it, then who has the greatest ease of being there to do it and understanding too? We'll find out maybe next episode on Phoenix Wright, Spirit of Justice. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.